Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Opting. If you're not going to work or study, what are you going to do? That is the question. Also, hello. How are you doing? Are you okay? How was your yesterday? And how has your today been so far? I really well. Can you tell? Anyway, yes. Let me explain what we are doing today. Today is a work slash a work slash study live stream. For the next 2 hours, we are going to be working for 20 minutes or focusing for 20 minutes. And during that focus time, you can do whatever you want to do. Read a book, plan a Sims story arc, do housework, whatever you need to do. That is your time to do it. And then after that 20-minute focus session is finished, we take about 15 minutes to chat and talk about different things such as gaming news, or really whatever comes to mind at the time. Optin, you're planning on watching me jabber and then eat lunch. But I've already eaten lunch, Optin. You can't watch me eat lunch when I've already eaten lunch. Lunch today, by the way, was a applewood cheese sandwich on sourdough bloomer bread. Is Tesco, our local Tesco, had a small loaf of sourdough bloomer, fresh bread, on sale the other day on reduced. So I bought it and have been making my way through it, and it's very tasty. But yeah, it's, so I had a applewood cheese sandwich on sourdough with some sriracha flavored Doritos. Doritos has come out here in the UK anyways, come out with a limited edition flavor of sriracha. And on its own, the sriracha chips they have a weird aftertaste, but they go really well in a cheese sandwich. So that's what I did. Opting, yeah, but I live in the future. This is very true. Not too far in the future, but a little bit, a few hours. So yes, that is what we do. What did you all get up to, after the morning stream? I'm trying to think of what I did. I've slept since then. Not really, but no. The heat pump people have been today to go over the house, take measurements, and talk with my housemates about where everything needs to go and what we need to do to prepare for the heat pump being put in. So that was a whole thing that happened this morning, and I think the guy just literally left. So, and then for this afternoon, after this morning's stream, I took Paul. Well, Paul and I went for a walk, about a mile long walk, a little over a mile. This nice little brisk walk. And then when we came home, we had lunch, and that was it. That was my that was my afternoon. That's what I got up to in the 2 hours from the end of this morning's live stream to now. So, opting air source or ground source heat pump. It's an air source heat pump. We don't have a large enough footprint for an air source heat pump, or for a ground source heat pump, unfortunately. But yeah, it's going to be an air source heat pump because that is what they said that we could use or could have. So unfortunately, air source heat pumps don't work as good as ground source, but they still work fairly well. So yeah, I guess. You put a small air source on the outbuilding. It's been doing well. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's we're looking forward to it because the boiler here is like old. I'm not sure how old it is, but I'm guessing it's from like the 90s. It looks really old. And yeah, and all the radiators are like single radiators. There's multiple types of radiators. There's one the type that I've got here in the office that is just like one strip of metal with pockets where the water goes in, and that's how hot water radiators work. Um, but yeah, so it's got just one um, thin piece of metal, and that's it. Then there's the ones that have two pieces of metal with the where the water goes between the two, um, and then there's one that's a triple. No, that is a brand new kind. Is the triple? It's really thick though. It's like that, about a little wider than my fingers can actually get. So I mean, it's a pretty thick boy. But yeah, we don't have any of those. But I think the heat pump guys said that those would probably be the ones that they would want to put throughout the house. Are those extra thick ones? Um, yeah, and these all these radiators again, they're old. They're not like 1950s old, but they're probably like 1990s. So they need to be replaced. We've got some more modern ones, and we've got these really old ones. We just have a mixture, and it's not good. They're not uh, energy saving. They waste a lot of energy. So the things we have to do, right? So it's gonna look like I have no idea when they're going to get the heat pump put in. We need to. They said that where the heat pump is going to go, it can go in one of two places, either the back garden or the front. And if it's in the back garden, the decking needs to be removed. So we've got some decking in the back garden, and they said that scaffolding, they'd have to put scaffolding up in the back if we put the heat pump in the back, so that they could put all the pipes and stuff in, and the decking would need to be removed before they could do the work. But if we want to put the heat pump in the front of the house, then that entire area needs to be leveled. So no matter which way we do it, we're gonna have a lot of have to get a lot of work done. So I looked at my housemate, not the guy that owns the house, and I'm like, well, if we put it in the front, then we could get the landscapers who did our driveway. We could get them to come back out and put in our secondary driveway, because this house came with two driveways, one leading up to a garage and one just leading up to the house. And I'm like, well, we could have them go ahead and level it all and put in a brand new secondary driveway for guests. And he's like, yeah, but that's going to cost more money. I'm like, it's going to cost money no matter what we do. It's got to be done. So I'd rather the house look nice from instead of horrible. Opting between that and the electrical, the whole place is going to be taken apart. Oh yeah, 100%. It's at least with us, because we've got subflooring. We've got an under floor crawl space on the ground floor, and then we've got our loft attic space. So at least most of the stuff can be routed either under the house or through the attic, and very little actually has to be put through walls, which is good. That's fantastic. We want it to be as easy as possible. So that is a good thing about this house, is that it's got subflooring. Opting, that is a great benefit. Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be a bit of an upheaval, but it's not going to be as bad as it would be if we didn't have the subflooring or the attic space. So I'm happy about it. So I'm guessing we're gonna get the secondary driveway done, and all that space leveled for the heat pump to be put in. The electricians are later this month, so the wiring is being done in 2 weeks. I will not be streaming at all during that week. By the way, the week of the 16th. because I can't because we're not going to have any electricity. So yeah, no live streams from the 16th during that entire week. Um, it's just gonna that's the way it's gonna have to be. So it'll be fine. Astana, good afternoon, morning, whatever time it is during the day for you. You just finished showering. It's good to have a nice shower. I have a shower every single morning. Um, and I like our shower. Our shower here is probably at the moment the best part of the house. So I am looking forward though, to when we can actually, start decorating and I can say that my office is the best thing in the house. Because that would be nice. Opting, what's the grammar? Oh yeah, yeah. What's the grammar lesson of the day, Astana? Astana's been learning about is it fresh new coffee or new fresh coffee when you get a when you get a nice cup of coffee. Um, make yourself a nice fresh cup of coffee. It's called a fresh cup of coffee. But if it's a cup, if it's a type of coffee that you've never had before, then it's new coffee. You gotta love it. English is just totally not confusing whatsoever. No, not at all. Roll my eyes. Yeah. Slash sarcasm and all that stuff. Okay. Anyway, my friends, let us start our first focus session. So again, 20 minutes of focus time during which we do whatever we need to get done. Whether it's work on a story arc for The Sims 4, if you're writing a book, see if you can get out a few paragraphs, cleaning your wife's pottery area, building an archery course. Do you feel targeted yet, Often? Hey, Prime, how's it going? Glad to see ya. Welcome back. Often, what a surprisingly specific set of suggestions. I know, right? Prime, is this Dungeons and Dragons? No, no. This is a work with me study stream. That is what we're doing. So this is the bot that I use for focusing. We've got my work. These are my tasks up here. For those of you on Twitch, unfortunately, the chat or the task bot does not work on YouTube. I wish it did. I really wish it did. But this is literally the best bot I could find, and none of the bots I found do YouTube. But yeah, this is everyone's tasks. So if you have any tasks that you want to do, and you're on Twitch, it's exclamation mark task space followed by whatever task you want to do. But yeah, so Prime. Hold on, I'm just waiting. There we go. Atomic habits. Atomic habits. I mean, nothing's going to explode, so it's fine. But yes, if you we're going to I'm going to start the timer. 20 minutes of focus, and please feel free to relax, get your head down, do whatever tasks need to be done, and I'm going to mute the microphone. Whoops. And I'm going to raise the level of the music up while we all focus together, and then I will catch up with you all after the focus session, and we will chat for 15 minutes. Let's start this. And Astana, English does not have its own future tense. Wait, what? English doesn't have... Okay, you just blew my mind, Astana. You're gonna have to explain this, and I'll reread it during the break. Let's start. All right, work is over for now, my friends. Um, let's have a chat. So, Jeeves, congratulations on getting your first task of the afternoon done. And hello, Black Ice. How are you doing? Glad to see you here. What's going on? So, I'm nearly finished with my script writing. Um, I'm having problems with my uh, current script because obviously the DLC hasn't released yet, and I'm working on what I know about the DLC and what I've been able to figure out through my own gameplay because early access and all that. Um, but I think I'm gonna have to. I don't know everything about this particular topic, so I'm thinking that I have to might have to jump into the game and do some speed running of this particular mechanic just because I'm not quite certain. It's funny because I'm like, oh, I've got all these ideas, but I'm not quite sure how to do them because I've not played the DLC enough. It's one of those things. It's one of those. Hello, Augie, how are you? Glad to see ya. What's been going on? Okay. Luckily, okay, I'm gonna have to go into the trailers, it looks like, and take a look at those. Oof. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. I can do this. Augie, you're good. Chilling with some mining and ED. Oh, nice. Doing some Elite Dangerous. Astana. Okay, so English time. English has ways to refer to future time, but it doesn't have its own future tense inflection like the past. In the past, I swam versus I will swim, and I am going to swim. I will swim. Okay, yeah, I shall swim. So with yeah, we've got past tense. So I swam or I ate, but in the future it's I will eat. Yeah, we don't have a particular pres future tense. Yeah, yeah. That is definitely yeah, you always need to add an extra verb. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That is one of the weird things about English. So wait a minute. In in other languages, do other languages have a specific future tense? Like uh German or Swedish, Norwegian, do they have proper, future tense for words? Astana, Spanish, French, most Romance languages have future tense. Okay. I honestly did not know this or had completely forgotten from when I took language classes in high school. It has been over 30 years since I took any language courses. So, Astana, you don't think German has a future tense. Norwegian doesn't. You don't think Swedish or Danish has future tenses either. Interesting. Okay. That is very interesting. I mean, yeah. Huh. Etymology is weird. etymology is definitely weird. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna look at the why doesn't English have future tense? Linguistics is so much fun. Okay. Oh, wait, what? Sorry, I'm looking up words here, or things. Um, so there's a website called English Language and Usage Stack Exchange. Okay. So there's also a video by Kay Klein. Highly recommend Kay Klein because their videos are usually extremely informative. So English Language and Usage. Um, yeah, that's not a very good website. Hold on, let me find a better one. Jeeves, German has several. One for intention and something called a future perfect. And there's one in between, but you don't remember it. Oh, okay. Jeeves, future perfect basically translates to I will have done the thing. Okay, yeah. Augie, you watched my vid during lunch and you've downloaded and installed My Sims Kingdom. I remember doing a My Sims Kingdom live stream. Um, we definitely did that because the wheel told us to last year, if you remember. But yeah, the regular My Sims, it's fun. My Sims Kingdom is also they're fun little cozy games. There is a lot of grinding in them both though. So Jeeves, you're eating chocolate digest. How many chocolate digest words? How many chocolate digestives have you had, Jeeves? Okay, okay. So yeah, basically from what I'm reading is that English um relies on context, present tense, and auxiliary verbs to express future time. So instead of a specific verb ending, like in French, um, you've got, and I am so sorry, I'm going to butcher this, acatera, which translates to English meaning will buy. Um, so that's their future tense. So instead of having a proper an actual future tense that's connected to a word or changes a word to reflect the future, we just say in English, I will buy this, or I will paint this, or I will do something. We just like making things complicated, that's just how it goes. But yeah, it works. So yeah. I'm just reading the Wikipedia article right now. Um, it's got a paragraph that says in Germanic languages, including English, a common expression of the future is using the present tense with the futurity expressed using words that imply future action. So I I am going to Berlin tomorrow, for example. There's no simple morphological future tense as such, but the future can be expressed by employing an auxiliary construction that combines certain present tense auxiliary verbs with the simple infinitive of the main verb. These auxiliary forms vary between the languages, um, and so on. Yeah. So there you go. If you want to read into future tense, then um, there's the Wikipedia article. And I'll put this in the YouTube chat as well for any of you who are interested in learning about future tense in languages. Jeeves, chocolate digest, yeah, chocolate digestive Astana is basically like a graham cracker or graham cookie. Um, that part of has been dipped in chocolate. So the digestive itself is typically very mild in taste, and quite bland. So you just dip like the bottom part in chocolate, and it makes it taste a lot better. It also makes it hold up when you dip it in your tea a lot better. Speaking from experience there. Jeeves, you've had about 600. Huggy, that's a rookie number. I like it. Augie, future tense, dome style, A-frame, TP, marquee. Yes, 100% Tracker. Hello, hello. How are you doing? You all right, Tracker? Glad to see ya. Astana, we should just make up a future inflection and make a petition. I like it. So we have, in the case of swimming, there's swim, swam, swum, and will swim. Also swimming. So she swims, he swims, we are going swimming, we will swim, and so on. I think we just should put an A, at the end of everything. So swimmer. There we go. I swim. Yeah. I swim a later. That's how it works, right? 100%. Tracker, you're busy today. Had meetings here, there, and everywhere, but up to date on things. Oh, that sounds like you've had a productive time at least. At least they weren't meetings that should have been an email, or were they? Were they actually meetings that should have been emails? Because those are the worst kind. But at least you're up to date on everything, so that's good. How am I? How were I? Will I be okay? What the heck are you talking about? I have no idea, Tracker, but I am fine, thank you. We are having a very interesting day here today. I've been writing YouTube scripts. We've been learning about the English language. We had the heat pump technician over today to take measurements and tell us the things that we need to do before we can get the heat pump put in, and all of that wonderful stuff. That my housemate, the guy that owns this house, is not happy because the heat pump technician said that he needs to that we're gonna have to like level where the heat pump is gonna go. So like if we want the heat pump in the back garden, they're gonna have to put up scaffolding, and we have decking in the back garden. And they said that scaffolding and decking do not mix, so we'd have to remove all of the scaffolding before they could put up, or we'd have to remove the decking before they could put up the scaffolding. But if we have the heat pump in the front garden, then it'll make it easier. They won't need as much scaffolding, but we have to level the entire area where the heat pump is going to go. And I told my housemate, I said, if we're going to do that, we might as well pay the landscapers since they're going to be here anyway, We might as well hire the landscapers and pay them to do the secondary driveway for our guests. So widen the entrance and put down, nice flag paving stones and paving bricks and all that, like they did with our last weekend with our primary driveway. So we'll see how it goes. Tracker, the meetings were scheduled and you got everything covered that you needed to. Ah, fantastic. The 2015 is working out fantastically. My problem is I keep going over the break time and chatting too much, but it's fine. That is a personal problem, not a timer problem. But we are getting through focus sessions and work and break sessions in three of each in a 2 hour period. So that's all that matters. Tracker, could I add a 1 minute warning to alert me on the breaks? The timer is like literally right here in front of me. I just keep talking after the timer's gone. Because y'all know that I like to chat, right? Speaking of, the timer has gone, so let's set up the next timer. Augie, Mir just loves. I do love chatting with you all. It's one of the highlights of my days. It really is. I'm not even being facetious. Okay. Wookie, hello. How you doing? Some days you just have lots to say, and that's okay. Very, very true. And it is literally my job to sit here and talk. So I'm just doing my job. All right, then, my friends, let's get this second timer going. 20 minutes on the clock, 15-minute break afterwards. Microphone will be muted, music will be turned up, and I will catch up with you all in 20 minutes. Let's go. Don't mind me. I'm just arguing with my browser. It's fine. It's fine. But yes, Augie, that's an absolute cute picture. Seriously, hold on. Um, Augie's cat, my friends. Augie's cat is absolutely adorable, and maybe they're trying not to sneeze. Maybe that's it. Maybe your cat is like, I'm gonna sneeze, and is covering their nose so that they don't sneeze. Because you never know with cats. Cats be cattin', right? Astana, you just finished reading a paragraph just as the timer rang. Yay! For timing. Timing is good. My housemate brought me tea. So, often cats do be cattin'. Very true. Cats do cat things. Astana, you love reading about free and direct style. Um, English stuff again? Grammar stuff? This is this is literature actually. Okay. Okay. So what have you learned about free and direct style? I've just done a quick web search, and free and direct speech is a literary technique of writing a character's first person thoughts in the voice of the third person narrator. It removes tags like she thought, creating an intimate, often ironic perspective that merges the narrator and the character. Okay, that's pretty cool. And Jeeves has just done a thing. Yay! Go Jeeves. You can despair now, Jeeves. What what are you despairing about? Jeeves Jeeves is always doing a thing. Is that what you're despairing about? That you're constantly busy and always doing something and never have a spare moment to breathe? Do we need to do regular breathing exercises? Jeeves, you don't know. Ever since you got up, you're running on caffeine and rage. Opting, if you're remembering correctly, Jeeves is the parent of a young child. Yes. Jeeves has a little munchkin running around, um, and generally causing chaos, because that is the job of little children. The job of little children is literally to cause chaos. Opting to not having a minute to breathe checks out. This is very true as well. Yes. I know all about it. You know, having had kids myself. I mean, literally, like 5 minutes after I had finished the live stream this morning, I was prepping for this afternoon's live stream, you know, getting it scheduled and everything over on YouTube. And Paul burst in through the door and he's like, "Go for a walk, Mir, go for a walk." And I'm like, "Right, Paul, let me just get this walking canceled. Never walk again." I'm like, "Mate, give me just 1 minute to finish this little task that I'm doing, and then we can go for a walk." Because, you know, kids, right? Jeeves, he's taken to calling Tuesday Old Fogey. Wait, your son is actually calling Tuesday Old Fogey Day? Your kid, rather. Really? That's just hilarious. McLeod, hello. How you doing, McLeod? Glad to see ya. Augie, that sounds so familiar. What, the never do anything ever again because um you're just finishing a task and you said give me a minute? Often hilarious and accurate. McLeod, I'm doing just fine, thank you. How are you? And Jeeves, your gaming is going okay. You've got many millions in exobio data to redeem in Elite Dangerous. Nice. Augie, you've got that with Jim. It's usually right. That's it. Oh dear. Yeah, Paul is very either something is going to happen or it's canceled forever. That is that Paul. There is no variance. No middle ground. It's either we're going to do something right now or we're never going to do it ever again. Speaking of Paul, thanks, Wisebot. Jeeves' old fogey days when he gets to spend a day with his grandma and her sister and her husband. So they're the old fogies that he looks after. Aw, that's that bless. He's like, I have to watch over my grandma. Wait a minute. Your son's grandmother's sister would be his great aunt. Am I thinking of am I doing family trees properly? That's the great aunt, right? Great aunt and great uncle. Yeah, yeah, I thought so. I thought so. My brain is yeah. McLeod, you're doing good. You got some shopping and done the recycling, the usual exciting stuff. At least you're getting stuff done. That's the important thing. Augie, everything is so black and white with him. It is. It really is. Paul is slowly getting better, but sometimes he just needs a reminder, that hey mate, it doesn't have to be either or. It can be somewhere in the middle. Just because I'm not quite ready to go, it doesn't mean that we're never going to do it. I mean, it's fine when it's him saying first this, then we'll do that. Um, but when someone else says it, he doesn't like it at all. I mean, he's like, when we were getting ready to go, finally, this afternoon, he was like, I'm like, right, Paul, I'm all ready to go. I've got my shoes on. I've got my jacket on. Let's go. And he's like, first get carrier bag, then go for walk. And it's like, okay, fine. It's like, but you didn't like it when I said, first let me go to the toilet, and then we'll go for a walk. He's absolutely adorable. But yeah, updating. There was a book put out a while ago that you think was about not catastrophizing and avoiding black and white thinking. At least you think that was the gist. I should get Paul to read 50 Shades of Grey. Oh dear. I don't think that's what that book was about, Opting. I really don't think that's what that book was about. Although it would be really cool if there was like a very simple story or song, because Paul resonates more with music. So if there was a song about not catastrophizing and knowing that, and realizing that when someone says we'll do something after this, first this, then the thing that you want to do, that it does, that it doesn't mean that the thing that you want to do is never gonna happen. A song like that would be really good. I'm just saying. If anyone is musically inclined and wants to write a song for autistic people, that is a new take on 50 Shades. Yes, I completely agree. Mandela, I completely agree. Oh dear. What was it about 50 Shades? There was someone did hold on, 50 Shades read by there was someone um that read a excerpt from 50 and he was like he's an actor that has this really unique voice, and I cannot remember his name. um I cannot remember his name, and doing a quick web search isn't helping me. But yeah, this guy has a very distinct voice, and he read an excerpt from 50 Shades of Grey in his over the top distinctive voice, and it was so freaking hilarious. Sonny, you think you might go to a thrift shop later? Ooh, I do like a good thrift shop. Thrift shops are fun. And Opti, your sister is very musical and has done performances specifically designed for autistic people. A cello, though, which doesn't lend itself towards lyrics. Thunderstruck would like to have a word with you. I think it's Thunderstruck. Yeah, yeah. Have you never heard of Two Cellos? Two Cellos. If you've never heard of them, definitely look them up. They're over on YouTube. They did a cover back in like 9 years ago. Okay, it was like 9 or 10 years ago. They did a cover of Thunderstruck by AC/DC on the cello. Often could it was it Charles Dance that did the 50 Shades? I don't know. I don't think it was. Charles Dance has done 50 Shades of Grey, yeah, but no, that's not the guy. That is not the guy that I'm thinking of. Gilbert Gottfried. That's the one. Gilbert Gottfried. You follow a channel called Harp Twins. They do some fantastic covers as well. Ooh, nice. Yeah, hold on. This was 10 years ago. Let me grab the link. And I'll share the link with you all. Whoops, hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna have to very quickly mute it because I do not want to get I do not want to get in trouble. Optin, you don't think I put enough emphasis on the unique voice? Yeah. Okay. So there, I'll put this in on YouTube chat as well. There we go. That is Gilbert Gottfried reads 50 Shades of Grey. It's only like 2.5 minutes long, but it is absolutely freaking hilarious. Okay. Highly recommend that you listen to it because it is. I'll put it over in the Discord as well in case y'all want to. There we go. want to read that in your spare time, or listen to that in your spare time because yeah, it is absolutely hilarious. And I just accidentally closed my There we go. I just accidentally closed my music. It's fine. Okay, my friends, we have reached the end of our focus, or sorry, of our break, and now we're going to go into our final focus of the afternoon. 20 minutes on the timer. I am going to go on a quick toilet break, though. So, timer for 20 minutes. and I will catch you all in just a few after the end of the 20. But I am gonna BRB, so I'll BRB. And that is our final focus for the day. How have you all been doing? What's been going on? Have you gotten things done? Judging by this, it looks like we have been pretty what's the word? Productive. That's it. It looks like we have been pretty productive today. I managed to get all of my third cluster scripts for the upcoming DLC for Sims 4 done. I need to do one more cluster of scripts, and that's a tomorrow job. That is going to take me. That's 4 videos today. I did 5 scripts. They're all mostly all shorts. There are 2 slightly longer ones, but most of them are going to be shorts, I think, or very close to it. But yeah, I've got 4 more videos to write for tomorrow, and then I can just concentrate on recording the videos, which is going to be Thursday's job. Thursday is going to be me getting all of the recording done that I can. So much fun. Opting. Jeeves, you just finished a thing. Yay. You finished despairing. Are you all done despairing now? Opting, you watched the Gilbert Gottfried 50 Shades thing, so we all accomplished something today. Yes. What did you think about the Gilbert Gottfried 50 Shades video? So funny. Jeeves, you have not. Nope, you've got a meeting to attend. Oh no, the dreaded meeting. Hopefully it's not too bad for you, Jeeves. McLeod washing up has been achieved. Yay! Opting, fantastic. Very. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I love it. It is so hilarious. And I'll bet that people over on the Discord who haven't tuned in for the live stream is wondering what in the world that's all about. Context. You know, context is important. Definitely, 100% is what. Yeah, you gotta have context. So, what all do you have to do for the rest of today? Mandala, you got work done. Your brain was dead through it, though. I mean, that's the best kind of getting work, getting work done, right? Where your brain just switches off and you just autonomously, without thinking, get the work done. Oh my god, I did that earlier. While I was having lunch, I fixed my lunch, and I'm like, I fancy a cup of tea. And I thought, well, I'll make one for my housemate, because we make teas for each other. If I make a cup of tea, I make one for him as well, and vice versa, because we're nice like that. And normally, when we make tea, we use 1 tea bag. 1 tea bag will do 2 cups of tea. And for some reason, I was just automatically, without thinking and paying attention to what I was doing, I ended up putting not 1 tea bag, but 3 tea bags, 2 in one mug and 1 in the other. And I'm just like, what even was my brain doing when I was doing that? Because I looked down right before I poured the water in, thankfully. I looked down and I'm like, why do both cups have tea bags in them? Why does this one mug have 2 tea bags in it? I don't even remember doing that. So I'm like, stop. McLeod, that's just like you in the morning. I mean, several years ago, back when we lived in Cheshire, I was making myself a cup of coffee, instant coffee, because I didn't have a machine back then. And I was chatting with someone, and I had put the coffee in the cup and was waiting for the kettle to boil, and then I grabbed a tea bag, not even registering what I was doing. I grabbed a tea bag, put it in the mug, poured the water over the top, added milk, and oh no, just no. Don't make coffee tea. It's the worst. Seriously. Tracker, you just did the school run. You have meeting minutes to send across to a customer. Then you will continue to work on a template that will help with your job. Ah, nice. So you've been very productive today, Tracker. That's good. Mandela, two bag tea is strong tea. Thankfully, I saw it in time. Yeah. I'm just like, uh, I literally did not remember putting any of the tea bags in the mugs, to be honest. Stana, you hope you're not bothering anyone by eating mackerel and tomato. Ooh, pasta? Pasta with tomato sauce? Yum. I do love a good pasta. Um, I'm not sure what we're eating tonight. We are probably going to have pasta of some sort because it's games night tonight with my board game group. And it's not our week to fix tea. It's someone else's. And that someone else usually fixes pasta. So I'll let you all know tomorrow if it's pasta, if we had pasta tonight or not. It's not pasta, but a spread for sandwiches. Literally fish and tomato sauce. I am not a fish person, but I'm not going to judge you for eating that. Definitely not going to judge you for eating it, but I personally would not because I don't like fish. I will, on occasion, on the very rare occasion, have fish and chips. But that's it. I don't like fish fingers. I don't like fish and tomato sauce. I don't like tinned fish or fried fish or anything like. I just don't like fish. I don't like tuna. Every once in a great while, I will crave tuna and I will have like a tuna salad. But yeah, I'm just not a fish person. It's only every once in a great while I get like a craving for it and I'll have some kind of fish. But yeah, I just generally don't like it. Often you love fish and tomato sauce. You used to eat sardines. You used to eat sardines and tomato sauce all the time. Fish don't have fingers. So that's sort of their whole deal. They don't? Then what have I been eating this whole time? McLeod, you don't like tinned fish. My cat used to eat tinned fish. When I would get a charity that Paul and I were members of, as a support group charity, back when we lived in Cheshire, they would give us care baskets, full of like food, for like Christmas. They would send us a food basket full of tins and cookies and one year it was a turkey crown. Another year they included a whole chicken, which is really nice. Fresh fruit, fresh veggies, and all sorts in that basket, which is great. But it always included at least one tin of fish, either tuna or salmon. And I'm just and tin salmon is the worst because it has the bones in. It's like, seriously, you have to spend like 5 hours picking through the tin of salmon to get all the bones out because no, people are like, well, you could just eat them because they're soft enough through the canning process that they're edible. I'm like, no, because salmon isn't supposed to be crunchy. You don't eat a mouthful of salmon, a nice big bite of salmon and expect it to go crunch. That's just no. So I always gave it to Felix. She ended up, she'd have like her own Christmas dinner of a tin of salmon or a tin of tuna. She absolutely loved it. When we get a dog, and if someone ever gives us tin fish, or we end up with a tin of fish for some reason, then that'll probably go to the dog as well. You know, pets are useful for that kind of thing. McLeod, your auntie always took salmon sandwiches when she went on a coach. Oh no! Go on a coach trip and eat fish on a coach full of people. Oh gee, no 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 no. Hold on. Wait. I gotta do it. Hold on. McLeod, those poor people. I completely agree. Hold on, I gotta log into Wisebot specifically for this one thing. Hold on. There we go. Thanks, Optin. There we go. Yeah, that's the command. Okay, I can log out of Wisebot now. Wait. Okay, that was weird because I've logged out of Wisebot and there's no sound, but I hadn't quite logged into Wisebot when you did that. Okay, I'm curious now. Hold on. McLeod, that was well worth it. That was completely worth it. I agree. Hold on. I'm now I'm not okay. So that doesn't work. So it must have been the notification area was literally loading up when you typed that the first time opting. So I'm guessing that yeah, you timed it just literally to the second perfect. Well done. I'm very proud of you. I am very, very proud of you. Okay. Anyway, my friends, we will leave it here. We've got like 2 minutes left on the timer, and I think that's going to give us just enough time to find someone to raid today. And now I've got Queen in my head for some reason. You know, find me someone to love, but instead it's find me someone to raid. Don't even ask. I have no idea. My brain just brains sometimes. It really does. Okay, so who is working? Yeah, literally. Who is working today? Morgan K Mischief um is doing a co-working stream. So I think let me make sure that she is indeed still on. Opting, you've got 6 people on your list right now, and 4 of them are co-work/study streaming. Wow, I've only got 2 people on my list that are co-working right now. But Morgan K Mischief is indeed one of them. So shall we go and raid the one and only Morgan K? McLeod, no, not the ads. Anything but the ads, which are finishing in just 1 second. There we go. Ads are done. Ads are super short now because I literally put them to be as short as possible. So the only time y'all will get ads nowadays is like 15 seconds for every half hour, I think. I think it's like that. So yeah, it works, right? It totally works. Right. Who are we going? We are rating Morgan. Okay, Mischief. There we are. Right then, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I hope that we've all been productive. You know, Opting watched a video, and McLeod did things, and Jeeves despaired. Tracker had meetings, so you know, I wrote scripts. We all did things, and that is fantastic. So let us go raid the one and only Morgan K Mischief, and I will see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. UK time with more co-work study streams, 10 a.m. to noon, and then again 2 to 4. Until then, Please take care. Please stay hydrated. Stay safe and have a good day. Bye. Thank you, Mandela. Appreciate it. Bye.